Hello, everybody. It's Joe Clone here with another, and actually the final part to my Lego Clone Army current minifigure reviews. And like I've been saying, this is sort of a bonus video. So if you're here, thank you. If you're not, you're not. Um, Obviously, we have some very unique looking clone troopers in front of us here, and obviously these are Joe Clone's custom clone troopers. They range from phase 1, phase 2, snow troopers, flame troopers, marines, specialists, ARF troopers. We got a whole bunch of things going on here. Taste the rainbow. Or more accurately, share the rainbow. So that's what I'm going to be doing here today. As we break down each of these custom figures and honestly characters that I've created from probably from when I was 6 years old, 7 years old, to some of them are more recent and now. So let's get into it. Now, before we get into it, I'm just going to give a little backstory on honestly all of these. As I've said, when I was a kid growing up, I was in the golden era of like 2006 to 2011. So I really only had phase 1 clone troopers. I had a few phase 2s, as you probably have seen already in other reviews, but I really only had shiny phase 1 clone troopers. So they also didn't really they made a lot of phase 1 commanders, which was awesome because I have a lot of them, but other than that, they really didn't make a bunch of unique different phase 1 clones like I would watch in the Clone Wars animated series. So that's why when I was younger, I did this. I would customize them with Sharpies and stuff like that, and these clones have really held a special place in my heart because they all started out as shinies, like all clone troopers in the Star Wars universe do. So, and like clone troopers in the series and shows and movies and comics, the clones would paint their armor with different designs, different colors, and that paint would wear and fade, and then they would get new paint upgrades and look even more different. And I always thought these were cool because these are really like how normal clone troopers in the shows and movies actually got their designs and unique colors and individuality with their uniforms and armor. So that's why I see these as sort of like lore accurate clones. But that's just a theory. But yeah, that's why these hold a really special place in my heart. And so now we'll get into breaking them down. Okay, so we're going to start with my favorite, of course, the 501st. Okay, now just before we start breaking it down, this is going to be how this video is going to go. I'm going to put the custom clone on the stage here. I'm going to give you, if he has a name, I'll say the name. I'll give you a brief backstory on why I created it, and we'll just go through them quickly, just because I know people don't want a hour-long video of customs I made when I was a kid, or just customs in general that aren't made with professional equipment. So that's really how this is going to go. Having said that, this is Echo here. Obviously, I don't have a official Lego Echo minifigure due to my hiatus. So that's why I made him back in the day. And the only newer thing I did to him was add that gray piece to his arm right here because I think it's perfect. And Lego actually hasn't made a official Echo figure with a cybernetic arm yet, so I think it's actually very good. Just looking at him real quick. Very nice, very nice. Under the hood, red eye because of all that cybernetics. And yes, so that is Echo for you. Moving on to the next figure. Okay, moving on to our next Custom 501st Clone Trooper. We have Stripe, and he was the first Custom 501st Trooper I ever made, and I've always just liked his look, and I think he's got some style. Obviously, his name is Stripe because of the stripes on his helmet. And I also put this piece here for the display just to make it easier to view the figure. But yeah, that's Stripe for you, and just a clean overall look on that 501st Trooper. And yeah, so let's move on. Okay, our next 501st custom clone trooper is Flames, and obviously he has that name due to the flame design on his helmet. I also like the lines under his visor, and like Stripe, I just think that that is a clean, awesome look for a 501st clone trooper. Back, not too exciting. The iconic blue stripe down the pants there, and yeah, that is Flames. Okay, our next 501st Trooper, I actually based off of a real 501st Trooper from the Clone Wars show. I based this guy off of Tup. I think it's spelled T-U-P. That's how I say it, so that's how I think it's spelled. I call him that because he has this little smudge here, and I always just was like, oh, that looks like the raindrop on Tup's helmet. He's got one of the best custom helmet designs I ever did. The black, how it wraps around to the front, and the little lines under the visor there. Yeah, just a really cool looking clone trooper. Got that custom backpack. That was obviously a new addition, along with the blue rangefinder. And he's got a silver arm. He's got the flames on his legs. And that is just a awesome looking clone trooper. And that is Clone Trooper Tup. So, moving on. Alright, our next custom 501st Trooper is my first 501st Specialist. And I called him this, obviously, because Lego didn't make 501st Specialist Clone Troopers until very recently. So, that's why I always made him my Specialist. And he's just got one of the coolest designs that I've done for a clone trooper, and his weapons are making it not able to spin him, so I will just do it the old-fashioned way because I'm trying to be quick. But yeah, just a really awesome design. I love the contrasts of the black and blue and how they accent each other, and you're gonna hear me say this a lot. All these custom clones are my favorite custom clones I've ever done because all the ones that I didn't like, I turned back into shinies, so yeah, that is why I say it. But yeah, that's my custom 501st Specialist. Moving on. Okay, our next custom 501st Clone Trooper is the custom 501st Snow Trooper, and I think the name speaks for itself. He's a 501st Snow Trooper. He wears the Snow Trooper gear. Actually, the clone Snow Trooper gear is the exact same, well, not exact same, but it was what the Empire based their Snow Troopers off of, so I just think that's a little cool detail. Very symmetrical design here, very nice, very basic, but it's very clean and very nice, and that is why I always thought he looks awesome. But that is my 501st Snow Trooper. Moving on. Okay, now this one I'm not going to be able to spin. He obviously needs his weapon for it to make sense. This is my custom 501st Flame Trooper, and he's one of my more recent custom figures I've made because you see this chest piece here? This actually came with my non-official Lego Phase 2 Captain Rex, but I don't really like these because they come with these ridiculous, I guess, I don't know what to call them, sleeves, or just it just protrudes out so far that the figures can't lift their arms. So I just cut them off. And what I do like is that there's two studs on the back. That is where I have the gauge for this sort of, I guess, capsule where the lighting fluid is for the flamethrower. This chain is supposed to be just like a tube that feeds into the back of the weapon, and then he obviously scorches the battlefield. I really like how the weapon looks with him, and I didn't have a 501st Flame Trooper, and I don't think I've ever seen one, so I was kind of just going off of whatever, but that is my 501st Flame Trooper. Moving on. Okay, moving on now. Like I said in the official review of all my red clones, I consider these guys either 87th or 91st custom clone troopers. So okay, now I start with this clone trooper here for this group because this is actually the first custom clone trooper I ever tried to make as a little kid, and as you can see, he's a little faded, but it's because I really haven't touched him ever since. I probably made him when I was like 6 years old, and I was going for the commando look. That's why his visor has that silver smoky look to it, and he's always just looked badass. I don't think the fading really hurts how he looks. I think it sort of makes him look like a veteran, and just a really cool looking clone trooper. And yeah, like I said, my first one ever, so moving on. Okay, taking a look at our next one here. Pretty simple design, but it is still clean. He's got a gray arm with red and black stripes on it. He has a plastic pauldron, some black stripes on the side there. Obviously, this cool design going down the left side of the helmet. And obviously a thicker visor. And yeah, that's pretty much it for him. Basic but clean design. Moving on. Okay, this custom clone trooper actually does have a name. The name I gave him was Black Ice because he is a snow trooper and his armor is very black. And I think it looks so menacing, to be honest. He also has the X carved on his chest guard there. X is on his pants. Also a little design on the side there. And the helmet is one of my best clone helmets I ever did, and just look at that. Yeah, just an awesome looking snow trooper. But yeah, that's Black Ice. Moving on. Okay, our last clone trooper in this group is another named one. This guy I always called Sergeant Rancor. And he's also got just a really dope design on the helmet. I love how I got these little dashes there on the side. Just precise lines. I don't know how I did lines so precise. Nice red stripe down there. He's also got a really cool backpack. I like this newer backpack design. I've been putting them on my clones, as you could see. And yeah, that helmet is just awesome. Awesome helmet. One of my favorites that I've ever done, and that is why he is still remained a custom clone to this day. But yeah, that's Sergeant Rancor for you. Moving on. Hey, moving on to my custom 212 Attack Battalion troopers. So, let's begin. Okay, the first 212 custom clone trooper we're going to be talking about is this one right here, and you can tell he's very extravagant and very detailed in the lines. I was trying to be very precise with this one because this guy, he also has a name, and that name is Cody, because before I got Phase 2 Commander Cody, he was my Phase 2 Commander Cody, and now I call him, I refer to him as Cody with a I, so I just think that's funny and cool, but yeah, the design on this is one of my best. Just look at all over this clone. He's got designs all over him, from head to toe, literally, and just a cold looking clone trooper, and that is Cody with an eye for you. Moving on. The next 212 custom clone trooper we're going to talk about is this guy, sort of like my 501st one, this I always refer to as my 212 specialist. And as you can tell, he's got a different kind of visor there, which I just like the design. He's got a bunch of chrome accents all over him. A chrome plastic waist cape. Just simple designs, but simple is sometimes very cool. And that is a theme I use on a lot of these custom clone troopers. And yeah, that is my 212 specialist. Moving on. Okay, the next 212 custom clone trooper I'm going to be talking about is this guy right here. I don't have a name for him, but you might see him and the next figure I'm talking about next to my phase 2 Commander Cody a lot, because I always thought of these next two as Cody's right and left hand guys. His number 2 and number 3. And I just think this clone looks like he has the status to match, he has the look to match his status. Sorry about that, but he's just got another simple, but very nice design. The 3 dashes on the helmet there, the orange on the front of the mask, orange fin, orange, plastic pauldron. He's got 2 orange arms, which is always nice. Basic designs on the legs, but very, very nice looking, and nothing really on the back. But yeah, that is just a really cool looking 212 clone trooper, and I'm glad he's stayed in good condition till this day. Moving on. Okay, now the next 212 clone trooper that I'm going to be talking about is a named one. This guy's name was Horns, and I called him Horns because you could see he has ram horns designed on his helmet. And like I said before, he was my Commander Cody's sort of his right-hand man, and I had a little saying for him: you don't want to piss off Horns, because I created his name for the saying, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. You don't want to mess with Horns here, because, as the saying goes, you know. But yeah, that's why he was always sort of a hothead for me when I used to play with my figures, and I love his character for that. And yeah, that is Horns. Really has nothing really on the back, but the front he just looks really cool. The all orange like that. He just looks awesome, and I love his character. So yeah, that is Horns. Moving on. Okay, my last custom 212 clone trooper is actually Joe Clone himself. I made my own minifigure for myself when I was very young. He used to dress in a Mandalorian outfit. But since I started doing this channel, I thought I'd give him a clone outfit because it's only right. It's his name. So this is a recent custom figure I've made, and no, I haven't defaced a Phase 1 Commander Cody helmet. This was actually and I can't spin him around because of his weapons, obviously, but this was actually a Phase 1 Cody keychain that I ripped the chain off of, and I smoothed out the helmet, and yeah, I just use him for my own character now, and I think he looks amazing, but as you can tell, he doesn't have a clone helmet. He has a Joe clone. He doesn't have a clone face. He has a Joe clone face, but and I still have his Mandalorian outfit for when I review my Mandalorian minifigures, but you'll see that in the future. But yeah, Joe Clone here. I love how he looks just from a clone standard. He just looks like a commando, and I'm glad I have a clone outfit for myself now, but yeah, moving on. Okay, up next is my 41st Rangers. Okay, to begin this group, I'm starting with this ARF Trooper, not because I didn't really heavily customize him, but the reason I started customizing him was, if you couldn't tell, he has a misprint up there on the mask, and kind of annoys me that he is misprinted because it's such a rare clone helmet, but it's alright. I think the customization distracts you from that. So that is this ARF Trooper. Moving on to the next one. Okay, so like I said, moving on to our next ARF Trooper here. This was Commander Incognito, because when I would play with him, I would sometimes dress him in non-clone armor, and he would go on incognito missions, like his name represents. But he has some nice classic clone waist capes and pauldrons there. You can see the wear on his body. That's sort of what led me to customizing him. I just did black on the sides, and I think it looks great. I think, other than the helmet, not much customization here, but I just think he looks so cool. Even with all the gear on, I just really like how he turned out. And, yeah, it's Commander Incognito. You might never know he's standing in a room with you. Okay, these next two I'm going to talk about were kind of my Commander Grease, number 2 and number 3 guy in the Green Company. And he has sand green one arm and one leg. And I sort of like how the marker on these, the green marker I used, sort of speckled them. And the speckling looks like camo, which I think it obviously works perfect for what type of clone troopers they are. And, yeah, I like the back design there, and even the helmet just looks so cool. Like, look at that from the back. And I like how the strap goes all the way across to the front. And, yeah, always had just a nice, great look. And moving on. So, having said what I said about the last figure we looked at, this was Commander Grease, number 3 guy. And I might like his design a little better. I like the slash on the visor on the top of the helmet there. I also like the one white glove and one black glove. I think it just adds to the camouflage sort of look that they have. I love that arm. And the design on his helmet is just very awesome. Simple on the back. But yeah, just look at that guy. These guys look like they are ready for guerrilla warfare in the forest. So, moving on. Okay, our last custom 41st Ranger clone trooper we have here is the Specialist. This one I actually based off of the clone Specialist in Battlefront 2, and they also give you a free Kashyyyk design to put on that Specialist, so I really was going for exactly that, and I think I did. The only new thing I did, obviously, was add the macro binocular, and I blacked it out and added a green bar across it, and I think it just makes this figure. He looks amazing. He looks like he's from out of Battlefront, and obviously he's camoed all over, and just look at that guy. He is so awesome looking. I'm so happy for how this turned out. But yeah, moving on to the next clones. Okay, so to talk about my first Star Corps trooper here, this is actually Commander Bly. And LEGO, I don't think they've made an official Commander Bly figure in Phase 1 or Phase 2. I don't know why. He's one of the first named clones we ever are introduced to in the Star Wars universe, and I think he deserves an official LEGO figure. But to get into the customization, I went for a combination of his Phase 1 and Phase 2 look. Obviously, he has the Phase 1 mask, but the fin is rounded like the Phase 2 helmets, and he has the macro binoculars like he does in his Phase 2 armor. Other than that, pretty basic. The yellow works really good with the official LEGO printing. He has a gray plastic pauldron, and he looks awesome, and I love how he looks. Hopefully, LEGO does make a official Commander Bly minifigure. A little lore about Commander Bly. Commander Bly. It is said that he and his generally served under Jedi Master Aayla Secura had a bit of a thing. So it's just a theory, but that's why I always said Commander Bly is a lucky guy. But moving on. Alright, looking at our next Star Corps trooper here. This one, it's a little bit of a weird design, but I really like it. I love how the silver looks chipped. It sort of makes, like a lot of these clones, it makes him look like he's seen a lot of action and he's a veteran, because his silver paint is chipping and the yellow is coming through again. And yeah, I just love the look of this figure, because he looks like a veteran, and yeah, just look at him like that. Awesome. But moving on. Now these last two are my most recent creations, and it's because I had a lot of snow trooper helmets that I couldn't really get the whatever markings or designs I had on them off, so I just colored over them and created what we have in front of us, the Clone Marines. And I've always been fascinated with Clone Marines. Their armor, their gear, just awesome. How they look is awesome. And yeah, obviously they wear the burgundy or maroon. I don't know which to call it, but they wear that type of color gear. And the snow trooper masks, which look awesome, and they have green visors, which you can kind of see. I can't 360 him, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that, but it's okay. We can do it the old-fashioned way and just look at that helmet. I love how I nailed that color. A cool backpack on the back, and plastic waist cape. This guy just looks like a Marine. I'm very happy with how both of them turned out, spoiling the next one, but let's move on. Now, again, sorry I can't spin him around. I'm going to have to take him off the stand to show him, but obviously this is a way more accurate looking Marine, as his torso and arms are also in the maroon or burgundy armor, and I can't believe I nailed that color. It was very hard to get that color. The helmet looks great on this guy. This guy looks a little more accurate, a little bit darker tones on him. The only thing I gotta give him a little bit of a brighter green visor there. Yeah, I love how I kept the printing on the bottom. I just think it works fantastic. And if we take him off the stand here, just look at that. And I shaved off the back of the official Lego Star Wars backpacks, and I just think he looks amazing. All I need is a Captain Bakara, and I'm ready to kill Jedi Master Ki-Adi-Mundi in Order 66. Maybe that's what's coming on the way in the future for this channel, so stay tuned. Re-upping and filling out my ranks in my Marine Corps, so I should be recruiting. But yeah, that is my Clone Marine, and just look how he looks. I love how he came out. But moving on. Okay, to line them all up, as you know we do here on Joe Clone's review videos, that is the conclusion to Joe Clone's current Lego Clone Army minifigure collection. This video was all these like it was one video. This whole part series, like the vehicles video, has been very it's been very fun for me. I'm a huge Clone Trooper fan, as you could tell by the name of this channel, and going through my rankings and my collection, from the figures to the vehicles, has just been amazing. I've truly had fun breaking them down, explaining everything about all of it, and I've been having fun doing this, and I really, I know I don't have comments on, and I just don't think I'm at a big enough status yet to have comments on, and it's my own choice. It's my channel. I can do what I want with it, but I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate you guys. I really am, like I've said before, I'm still in college and I work part-time. I've really just been doing this for fun, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it too. I didn't think I'd get a single view on the first short that I ever posted, and we're here now to where I've had thousands of views, which, again, I didn't think I'd even get a single view. So I've really just appreciated you guys, and you guys liking what I do, you guys liking my collection, and I've just thank you. I've been having fun, and you guys make it fun. But yeah, that will be the conclusion to this is honestly the conclusion to the Joe Clone's entire clone Lego army. Thank you guys for watching all these parts. As you know, I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in this universe, and I just thank you for joining me on the journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.